Hello.
It's been forever, right?
It's been a little bit. Welcome to MARIMA'R'S Spanish Table. No, we were just with last month in May.
It's just that we're looking forward to it so much that it seems like a long time.
All right. Well, we are here with you today. We are coming to you with a good little summer recipe. What are we cooking
It's
today?
not little, it's
Okay,
beautiful.
not little. Wonderful.
So it's a recipe that can be a first course or a tapa. And if it's a tapa, it serves a ton of people, like
Yes.
40, 50. But if you make it as a first course, it's more like, 8, 10 people, something like that.
Okay. And what are we making?
We're making a mousse of endive.
Ooh.
Endives? How do you call them in English?
And there's cheese in there too, right?
Yes, with a cabrales cheese,
Ooh.
which is a wonderful blue cheese from northern Spain.
Yeah.
And here, of course, I don't think there are many places, so you can just find an Oregon blue or what do you say?
Danish blue.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not very salty and strong.
Yeah, it's a very creamy blue cheese.
Yes. Lovely stuff.
It is.
Okay,
Well, you've got the recipe and the wine pairing in the content of the post. You can click on the recipe, and we are pairing this with our Chardonnay Albariño as well. So let us know that you've tuned in and where you are tuning in from, and what you are drinking tonight. All right. Okay. Where do we start?
So I got started, and I already sauteed here some 3 tablespoons of butter and 1 large leek chopped, and with some of the green part, and then 1 medium onion, also finely chopped. And then now we're gonna add the endive, which is these guys. Okay. So this will be afterwards for decoration. But here we're gonna add this, and we're gonna warm it up. And for about 10-15 minutes, well, we'll pretend it's 10 or 15 minutes, right? The recipe says stir endive, cover and cook. Oh, it's covered. Well, we'll pretend that it's covered. And cook for 10 minutes until very soft. So this is going to take a while to get soft.
Okay, so we've got the leek and the onion and the endive sauteing until they get nice and clear. Well then, I think in the meantime, it's time for a glass of Chardonnay Albariño.
Yes, ma'am.
Alrighty.
Absolutely.
Let's see.
Okay, tell you what, we'll cover it and cook here very slowly. And we'll do it here in the, okay, we'll do it at simmer. Okay, yes. And we'll cover, let's see how fine. Cover like the author of this great book. This is, by the way, from my second book, the Spanish.
Are you talking to them, Mom?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, shall we start with some Chardonnay Albariño?
Yes, ma'am.
Cheers.
Yes.
So this is our brand new vintage of the Chardonnay Albariño 2022. This is an unoaked Chardonnay blended with our Albariño, of course, all grown on this vineyard.
You want to tell them the story of this wine?
Absolutely. Okay, so, well, Albariño is, of course, a traditional. Are you not using this?
No.
Okay, well, let's just leave it.
So
You got it. So Albariño is a traditional Spanish white variety from northern Spain, which we grow.
Galicia.
Yep, which we grow here at the Don Miguel Vineyard as well. And
it's a story. So we brought it over, Galicia, actually, in the days when I lived in Spain, before you were born, way before, Galician whites, Albariños, were not very good, okay? But then, as I went back there, when I was living here in the 90s, I started to realize that we're making very good Albariños. So I thought, we should take some of those vines to plant here from Spain. And I did, and that was in 2004. So, of course, Galicia in northern Spain is very cool. Remember, we played together?
Very cool.
Very cool. So I thought, good, that's going to be perfect for our West Sonoma Coast vineyard, right? The Doña Margarita.
Yes.
Named after my mother. And so I planted it there. Of course, it takes 3 years to see what happens. Well, what happened is that it didn't ripen. So it turns out that cool and rainy and foggy in Spain is not the same as cool and foggy coffee here. So we had to
sense.
do something, which was take out the
vines.
Cuttings. Thank you very much. The cuttings and grab them onto the American rootstock here in the Russian River Valley vineyard, Don Miguel, named after the father. And here it was doing very well. So I was kind of anxious. You can see that it took many years, right? From 2004, and then we made our tiny little harvest, first crop, in 2009.
Yeah, we didn't have enough for a full press load.
And
so we added some Chardonnay to fill the press.
Yeah, but wait, yeah. Okay.
Because it was the first vintage, we had a smaller yield.
Yeah.
So to fill the press load, would you like to continue telling the story? You want me to just leave? I can just leave.
I love you. Anyway. Yeah, you're right. And because we couldn't make an Albariño 100%, so we blended it with Chardonnay.
So yeah, in order to fill the press to minimize exposure to oxygen, because you want to retain those fresh aromatic fruit flavors and aromas, so we added Chardonnay in order to fill the press load, and we made a Chardonnay Albariño blend. It's the 60% Chardonnay and 40% Albariño. And so we released it for our wine club, and they loved it, and then the following year we had enough for a full press load of Albariño, and we did not make the Chardonnay Albariño blend, and our club members said, where did this amazing wine go? So we learned our lesson, and we have been making the Chardonnay Albariño blend for our wine club ever since.
Yeah. So do you remember 2004 until we had the first vintage, 2010? That's 7 years.
That's quite typical in the wine business.
So I would say that if you make wines from your own grapes, you have to have either patience, which I don't have, or longevity. Hopefully I will have longevity because it takes time,
All right, let's get back to the recipe.
Yes, so now we are going to pretend that this is ready to go. And this is now, we have, so we are going to puree in the blender. Now what we did is that we cheated a little bit. So we had 2/3 of the recipe made into it, and now we're making the 1/3. So just to get your idea.
And we've got Sam Y and Coralie have tuned in. Hello. Yay. Taylor says, "Let's dive in." Very very good, Taylor. And we've got from Instagram some people tuning in who joined us for our summer happy hour last Friday and had a great time. So glad that you joined us. Yeah, so that was so much fun. We are doing first Fridays of the month through October. Come join us 4 to 7 p.m. We have live music, wine by the class.
That was so much fun.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
Yep.
Yes, indeed. Okay, and then we've got well, this is quite a compliment from Taylor. He says, like Chardonnay and Albariño, Marimar and Christina make a great blend. That's beautiful. Okay. Okay,
so we're gonna. This is what was in the pan, and we're gonna put it with eggs. I mean, they go 6, but here because we're doing a 1/3, it's 2 eggs and some blue cheese.
Yes, the cabrales.
So good. Well, imitation cabrales.
Yep, indeed.
Oregon cheese wishes, but anyway.
And cabrales cheese is originally from, cabrales, which is northern Spain, and it's traditionally goat and sheep's milk, and it's very creamy, flavorful blue cheese.
Can we have a couple of seconds of off? What did I do wrong?
Well, in the meantime, so cabrales, the cheese, it is traditionally in Spain, is traditionally wrapped in a moist maple leaf, which is kind of the traditional way of preparing it and storing it. But it is, it has some of this.
Okay, we'll pretend it is that.
Okay. Add some really nice flavor, but it's not, this mousse isn't super strong on the blue cheese characteristics, which is quite nice. All right.
Spatula here. It's disappeared.
Right there.
No, the big one. Well, okay, no spatula. So then we'll pretend that this is all.
Okay, so we've mixed the endives, the leek, the eggs, and the cheese in the blender. And
now we're gonna butter a ring mold. Okay. So you just. It's okay. I wanted to do it here so you can see how I do it.
Okay, so you want to explain how one butters a ring mold?
Yeah, you just use your very clean hands, okay? And you go like that, and that's it, good.
All right.
And then you put this blend in.
And if you have any questions on the recipe or substitutions or anything, do let us know.
Okay.
And okay, so then pour it in the ring mold. Does it have to be a ring mold?
Well, I like it. I know, yeah, don't look. It needs to be much more.
All right, so it is
yes,
in the ring mold,
now
and it goes
in the oven, right?
in the oven.
Yep. And so
I think it goes in a larger pan with boiling water.
Yes, exactly. This is just one. Okay, I know. And so, we place the boiling salad larger pan filled with boiling water, and then we bake in the preheated oven at 350. For 45 minutes. Yes, I didn't know.
So why do you bake it inside the pan with boiling water?
So that it doesn't burn, because then it makes it much softer. Okay, so this is now warm.
I can't say I'm following the logic there, but maybe we'll get a little more explanation.
If you put the mold without the water, it's much more. It's like doing like a double boiler. You know, you put the water there, so it warms it in a much softer way.
So probably the energy goes towards heating the water instead of the food.
Well, it just
so it like
softer. Just trust.
Yeah, so that less heat goes to the food because it goes towards heating the water.
So now it's going to be there for about 45 minutes.
Okay, all right.
Let's talk about the wine.
I think we have to make the sauce.
Okay, so now we make the sauce. Which we made in this.
And the Chardonnay Albariño, we have, as mentioned, we just released it maybe 6 weeks ago or so like that. And we included it in Spring Club shipment. So yeah, we hope, and we are pouring it in the tasting room right now, so we hope that you will come on by. And it is honestly the garden in the tasting room right now. Spring flowers are springing. It is absolutely spectacular. And Mom is off to Spain on Friday, so she will be, and I will meet her there a week later for family business things. So yeah. And in terms of this recipe, well, it is. Where did you get this recipe?
Oh, that's right. So it's from northern Spain, of course, where Caramelized cheeses come from. And but this is from the northeast of Spain, Catalonia, in the Costa Brava. That means brave coast, right?
Okay.
It's not as brave as our fluffs up here, but almost. And it's really an area that has a wonderful cuisine. And this is a restaurant that's called, it has an American name, Big Rock. And the owner and chef loves America, so he gave it an American name.
So you got the idea for this recipe from there?
That's right.
Got it. All right. That makes for a good coastal connection there.
So now to make the sauce, we're going to put some cheese. Okay, this is just a third of it, but we'll pretend that it's that. And then some mayonnaise. So in the real recipe, it goes with 1.5 tablespoons. So this is, oh wait, I have a measurement. I have it here. Put there. Half a tablespoon, okay?
Okay, so the sauce, it has blue cheese, half and half, and mayonnaise, and that goes in the blender.
Absolutely.
I'll be your translator, Mom.
That's very sad. Okay, and then here we have 2 to 3 tablespoons. So we'll make just about that. a wonderful sauce, I promise.
All right, very exciting. And in the meantime, okay.
Why doesn't it work?
In the meantime, we have, just like that, it's been 45 minutes and the mousse
Oh, that's right.
is, ta-da, it is ready. Well, we will explain to you how to get it out of the ring mold.
Why?
All right, to get it out of the ring mold, after it's been in the oven for 45 minutes, essentially just turning it over and, oh, okay.
Okay,
All
so
right.
here we will.
So this one is easier to get out of the ring mold than some others? So
Well,
you just
yeah,
like turn it over?
because, and if it doesn't all come out, it doesn't matter. Because it's, you're gonna put the sauce on top.
Okay.
So essentially, you're gonna put the sauce kind of on top. But you see, this is just 1/3, so it doesn't really reflect very much, but essentially you're going to add, okay?
Beautiful, beautiful.
And then you put
glorious.
the endive leaves to decorate it, and you can put them back out here.
So you can serve it, as like, put kind of like slices as a first course, or little, you can kind of spoon bits onto an endive or onto toast as a tapa. Yes, here.
Okay,
Oh, that's great.
all right. Okay, put a few leaves here.
Oh,
You can of course
beautiful.
spoon it with the leaves as well, and then you put a little heart in here. There, like that.
Look at that. Wow, that is beautiful, Mom.
Cute, isn't it?
Ta-da! Can you see? Yes.
Ooh.
All right. There we go. A little too much leaning there. Okay, let's see how it pairs with the Chardonnay Albariño.
Now we have a little bit of, that's where this was.
Beautiful.
Okay, you can do a cracker.
Okay, I'm gonna start with an endive.
Okay.
Okay, and we've got a hello from P. Yance. I'm not quite sure who that is, but hello right back at you, and so good to have you with us. Okay. Oh, that is very good. The blue cheese, honestly, it's a relatively subtle use of blue cheese.
Taste it with the crackers. See what you think.
Okay, I'm gonna taste it with the
Yes.
Chardonnay
See
Albariño
what you
as
think.
well.
Yes.
Very nice. It really, I think, like the brightness of the fruit and the creaminess, it really cuts through the creaminess and the nice acidity.
Yeah, yeah.
The cracker is very good too.
Yeah, yeah.
Very, very, very yummy. I mean, they're both great. I think whether it's on the endive or on the cracker, they're both very, very tasty indeed. Well, what do you think? How does it pair?
I think it's very good. I've already tasted it while
Yeah.
making it.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Yeah.
Pretty tasty. And honestly, I was skeptical of serving this just like as a first course, but it's actually really quite good. I could see
you
serving
can
it
make
as a first course.
piece like that, and then put endives on the side,
Yeah, you're right.
instead of crackers, and it's very
You're right.
healthy too.
You're right,
because
you're right.
As you can see, it's just very healthy stuff.
Super tasty.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, thank you so much for joining us, and we will be, have a great start to your summers, and we will be back with you in July. Cheers. All right.
Okay. Well, cheers. Have a great week and a great beginning of summer.